Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Israel, better known as the Great Millstone. Shalom and salutations to you, sincere Akim, fellow laborers, those who also hazard their lives for this truth. So this, just a commentary and recaps. A lot of things going on. A lot of things have happened, and moving pieces concerning prophecy. And there's an article that I read today because I was curious and researching the stance basically that Calvinism takes with prophecy. And Calvin, the guy who started it, Calvin something or other, I think it was John Calvin. He was basically saying how, for the article, okay, and I'll try to put the link in the description after this video goes up. It's a short article, but basically, it shows the hypocrisy of Calvinism, which is just an Edomite doctrine, another Caucasian doctrine. He talks about how they're supposed to take prophecy literal. It's either supposed to be literal or not taken literally. But he cherry picks, and that's where you can see guys like Vocab, why they do what they do in cherry picking scriptures and avoiding the literal meaning of some scriptures which are prophetic. And some of the other authors and theologians in this article were mentioning. They were mentioning how the Jews were scattered, so they'll have to be gathered, and how Israel is going to have to rule over all other nations. So that clearly hasn't happened yet. So the article was something titled Calvinism, Prophecy and Millennialism. Millennialism, if I'm saying the word correctly, is dealing with futurism. Basically, it's just another way of saying it's just prophecy, things dealing with the future tense. So for us, brothers in the faith, we understand what's to come. And one of the things I look forward to, and I just got off the phone with the elder I bought out there in New York. Okay, and one of the things we were talking, I made mention, we were talking about it, a couple of things, but one thing in particular was the last hour Israelites. And we're starting to see an impact and a growth spurt through the Spirit, and we're going to continue to see that, and we're going to have the last hour Israelites that are going to come in and still be able to receive the kingdom, because you're going to have the 12 that are going to be in a higher office, because Yahweh Shai promised them. Said you 12 will sit on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel with me. So that's something that has to happen. Okay? And all other nations are going to be put beneath the nation of Israel. So as it was scattered, it has to be reclaimed. And you had more, it seems like in the past you had more people that understood that and taught that, but now here in the future, it's that knowledge and that information is shunned and is taboo. And you have to wonder and question, well, why is that? And the answer is because the so-called white man knows that he's Esau. He knows that he's Edom. And he just doesn't want it to get out too big. But then there's this new thing with this new vibration with information and publicity, that any publicity, good or bad, is still publicity. And that's why you see a lot of these, internet and hip hop and music industry and Hollywood beefs taking place. Salakia, I apologize. I lost my train of thought. But all the beef was. So yeah, going off more of their own sentimental feelings. It tells you to separate yourself from, you know, those sensual feelings. Don't, you know, you got to be spiritual, not carnal. There's not a lot of spiritual people in this world, and I'm mainly talking about Israelites. Okay, the world is in darkness. The world is in gross darkness, and the world hates the light. So when the truth comes, it's like waking up in the morning. Your eyes aren't adjusted, and you wince. You wince at any light that's too bright, and that's why a lot of times they sell light bulbs that are pretty dim. They're not really bright because it's meant for, you know, your bathroom or, you know, your bedroom. You're supposed to have like a secondary, you know, or like a dimmer switch, basically. You know, so when you want it really bright, once your eyes are adjusted. But basically, what that's also mimicking is the ancient world, because you would be lighting your rooms by candles. And the funny thing about how they measure light is by what they call lumens. So if you see something that says, oh, this is, you know, 50 lumens, what they're saying is that's equivalent to having 50 candles in the area. So you can see how, you know, light, you know, well, so like you can see how everything is based present day on the old world, which the scriptures, you know, say that. There's no new thing under the sun. Everything has been before. It's just a new way of, you know, they've reinvented the wheel, basically. You know, and one thing that's hard for these people to fathom, especially Americans, is that, you know, the future has to be with technology. So like, a lot of these people believe that the future has to and must be with technology. Well, it's not going to be with so much technology. And I think the Elder Sakaran was going into something. Brother Kasai was telling me about it. And it was basically an article and a study and, you know, some research that was coming out on 5G networks, and how basically that's just turning the microwave oven on this place a lot higher. And so you're going to have more sicknesses, more tumors, more cancers. People are going to be getting cooked. You're going to be constantly dehydrated. So people are going to have more and more skin conditions. If you notice, a lot of people have skin conditions, and that's this technology is part of it. I mean, I'm driving right now, and even though there's trees everywhere, what you won't be able to see, or maybe you can actually, is a lot of power lines. Tons of power lines in these areas, and the more trees and the more clouds, the more that nature is prominent, the worse these these Wi-Fi cell receptions are. So that's one reason why this devil likes to control the weather and control nature, is because he wants to put his power first. So he puts the natural order of things on the back burner, and it disrupts the entire balance of life. You know, but you know, I don't want to rant too long. You know, just on the road. Like I, you know, like the video is titled, just a quick commentary and recap on a couple of things. You know, there's more stuff I'd like to go into. You know, maybe if I, you know, spirit's still on me by the time I get to my destination. You know, Lord willing, Yahweh Shem Yahushua willing, I'll be able to go into a little bit more videos. But for now, a Shalom Makim. They said a new microwave weapon. Khan, yeah, they do have a new microwave weapon, and that's exactly what it does. Is it zaps the moisture out of your body, which gives you the sensation of burning because there's no moisture in your body. That's why when you microwave food, you have to use, or you should add water to your food so that it re-steams it. Now, it's not really good steam, but it's better than eating a piece of bread, because that's what happens to your food when you microwave it for way too long. And that's another thing you got to consider when you eat a lot of microwave foods. The studies are coming out that in college, they're all having intestinal. They're eating so many microwave foods, processed foods. Well, when you eat those processed foods, remember there's all kinds of chemical ingredients, phosphates and oxides and you know, odiums and you know the list. You know, so imagine putting those in a box, in a metal box, and microwaving it. Imagine what those elements are doing with each other, and then you go and ingest it, and imagine what your body is and how it's trying to react and fight it. That's another thing. A lot of these microwave foods, yeah, you're eating food day to day, but where's your intake for the plant-based stuff, the chlorophyll or whatever? You know, where are your greens? Where's your green supplement at? You're supposed to be eating greens, man. Something, you know, you're supposed to be eating something green. But Salakia, you know, I keep ranting. But yeah, I'm gonna get off this. The water, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, brothers, keep fighting, keep enduring, and until next time, Shalom. Yeah, Khan, they call Mark Luke. Hey, Shalom.